dressing. I've been addressing myself for the last 2 hours and nothing I wear fits right. May I put your shawl straight for you? Poor thing. She's covered with pins holding her dress together. Temperamental shawl, there's no pleasing it. I pinned it all on one side. It won't hang straight if you pin it all on one side. Dear me, what a state your hair is in. Quite true, my dear, and I'm afraid I am a mess. The brush got entangled in my hair, and I lost the comb yesterday. I could tidy your hair if you like, but you should have a maid. You'll be my maid. I'll pay you 2 cents a week and jam every other day. I don't like jam. You couldn't have it if you did want it. Why not? The rule is jam tomorrow and jam yesterday, but never jam today. It's the effect of living backwards. Living backwards? I've never heard of such a thing. I can remember things the week after next. My memory works both ways, forwards and backwards. I'm sure my memory only works in one direction. I can't remember things before they happen. What sorts of things do you remember best? I remember the trial of the knave of hearts, who stole some tarts, and the trial hasn't even started yet. Oh, my finger! My finger's bleeding! Did you nick your finger? Not yet, but I shall when I fasten my shawl with this brooch. Now you've done it. Of course, I told you I would. Weren't you listening? Well, why don't you scream out and jump about now? I've already done the screaming and jumping about. What good would it be to do it all over again? Everything here is so different. I can't believe much of what I see or hear. You haven't had much practice. Close your eyes and turn around. Keep turning. Oh, butterfly, a lovely butterfly. Bread and butter, bread and butter. Am I doing this right? I'm getting dizzy.
Going around in circles isn't going to get you anywhere.
Where's the White Queen?
Would you like to hear a tale?
She was here a moment ago. Besides, I've heard enough stories since I've been here in Wonderland, thank you.
Stories? Who's talking about stories? I'm talking about my tale. It's a very sad and long tale.
Well, it's certainly long, but why is it sad?
Freddy said to a mouse that he met in the house. You must go to law. You're not paying attention.
I beg your pardon.
What's the point of me telling my tale if you're not listening?
Quite true.
Come, I'll prosecute you. There's no denying.
Ahoy, ahoy, surrender, surrender. Seize the one who calls herself Alice and take her to the queen.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, what?
Rude, villain, surrender.
Jury duty? Did you ever hear the like? I know nothing about justice. That's the first qualification. Says here the prisoner is the knave of hearts. I wonder what he's done. He stole some tarts. Do you think we should go? I think we better. Doesn't suit age of the queen. We could have some fun on the way. Like what? We'll think of something. Another caucus race? Yes, follow me! Caucus race!
Who ever heard of such creatures serving on a jury? It's nonsense!
I hope it's safe. Is it?
Why don't you ask me? After all, I'm sitting here.
Humpty Dumpty! I must be on the 6th square. How exactly like an egg he is.
It's a very provoking thing to be called an egg, you know?
I didn't say, I just said you look like an egg. I mean, some eggs are very pretty.
And some people have no more sense than a baby. Tell me your name and your business.
My name is Alice.
A stupid name. What does it mean?
Must a name mean something?
My name is the shape I am. Good, handsome shape. With a name like Alice, you can be any shape.
Why do you sit out here all alone?
I'm not alone, you're with me.
Wouldn't you be safer on the ground?
If I did fall off, the King of Hearts has promised to send all his horses and all his men.
Can't imagine what good that would do.
Why not?
Everybody knows the answer to that. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
Stop with the terrible verse. Not a word of truth to it.
I didn't mean to upset you.
Change the subject, I insist.
That's a lovely belt you've got on. Or is it a bow tie?
It's a most provoking thing when a person can't tell the difference between a belt and a bow tie.
Well, I'm not used to dealing with eggs.
It's a bow tie, child, and a beautiful one, as you say. I got it from their majesties, the King and Queen of Hearts, for an unbirthday present.
What's an unbirthday present?
A present given when it isn't your birthday, of course. How many days are there in a year?
365.
And how many birthdays do you have?
1.
Exactly! With unbirthdays, you get presents 364 4 days of the year. Now I shall recite.
Please don't.
'Twas brillig and the slithy loves did gyre and gimbled away.
I won't listen to another poem.
Dear me, you are disagreeable. The piece I shall now recite was written entirely for your amusement. The least you can do is be courteous. In winter, when fields are white, I'd sing this song for your delight.
No, no, no.
Oh, very well.
Well, I best be on my way. Until we meet again.
I wouldn't know you again if we did meet. You're so exactly like other people. 2 eyes, nose in the middle, mouth under. Now if you had 2 eyes over here, for instance, and a mouth on your forehead, that would be some help.
But that wouldn't look very nice.
Wait until you try.
Of all the unsatisfactory people I've ever met. What fun! What madness! I can't believe there's going to be a winner! Faster! Faster! Prizes! Prizes! The least you can do is say goodbye. Sentence first, verdict afterwards. Sentence first, verdict afterwards. Sentence first, verdict afterwards. Sentence first, verdict. Excuse me.
Why? What have you done?
Nothing.
Doing nothing is a crime in Wonderland. Very well, you have a nice face. I'll excuse you this time. I feel faint. Get me a ham sandwich.
I'm afraid I don't have a ham sandwich.
Hay then.
Hay?
There's nothing like a mouthful of hay when you're feeling faint.
I should think throwing cold water on someone would work better.
Who do you see down the road?
Nobody.
I only wish I had such eyes to be able to see nobody. And at this distance too, remarkable.
Seems ordinary to me.
Are you coming to the trial?
I'm looking for my crown.
You should look for it there. The light's no good. Why would you want a crown?
I'm going to be Queen Alice.
Foolish sort of ambition. Anyway, what's an Alice?
Bread and butter, bread and butter,
Look,
bread and
the white
butter,
queen.
bread and butter, bread
But
and
she
butter.
can run.
There seems to be an enemy after her, no doubt. The woods are full of them.
If that's true, aren't you going to help her?
No use, she runs too quick. You might as well try to catch a bandersnatch. Now, if you'll excuse me, my dear, I must find a ham sandwich.
Couldn't you help me to the 8th square first?
I'm glad you had the opportunity to meet me.
Oh, I get so angry in this place.
Ahoy! Ahoy!
What now? Oh! Here's an nice battle with the card soldier. Did you win?
Oh, I always win. It's hardly any fun when you lose, because when I lose, I say I win. That way I always feel very good about myself.
Doesn't sound like sensible reasoning to me.
Quite right, my dear. No sense at all. No reason. I see you in my imaginary lunch pail. It's my own invention. I carry it upside down so no rain will get in.
But things can get out. Did you notice the lid's open?
I didn't. Oh, things must have fallen out. The mustard, the mayonnaise, and the dog biscuits. Oh, dear.
Your horse has a mousetrap on its neck.
Another invention of mine.
But it isn't very likely that there's going to be any mice on your horse.
Ah, but if they do come, I don't want them running about. It's a good idea to prepare for anything.
Perhaps you could help me. I'm on my way to the 8th square, but I'm awfully tired. I don't think I could walk another step.
Delighted. I hope you have your hair well fastened. The wind gets quite strong. Hop on! Whoa! Horsey! Stop! Whoa! Horsey! Stop! Whoa! Oh,
I'm afraid you haven't had much practice.
what makes you say that?
Because people who've had a lot of practice don't fall off their horse.
I've had plenty of practice. The great art of riding is to keep your balance properly. Now, climb up on back. Comfy?
Yes.
Whoa! Horsey! Stop! Horsey, stop! Whoa! Horsey! Start!
You missed the fish and soup!
Bread and butter, bread and butter, bread and butter.
And don't forget the mutton!
And you mustn't forget the pudding.
Ahoy! Ahoy!
Now what? Uninvited guests at the banquet.
Aha! Come on! Ahoy! Ahoy! Ah! Here we are, my dear. You'll find your crown somewhere near, I have no doubt.
Thank you. You've been very kind.
But you didn't cry as much as I thought you would.
Tally-ho!
Watch what you're doing! The feather's fallen off his horse.
That's no way to get anywhere. Poor man. He's really not the horseman he thinks he is. About time you got here. Were you expecting me? Queen Alice?
You're Majesty.
Well, this is grand. I never expected I should be queen so soon.
I invite you to Alice's dinner party this afternoon.
And I invite you. I didn't know I was having a dinner party, but if I am, I think I ought to be the one to invite the guests.
Well, we gave you the opportunity of doing it, but you don't seem to have many lessons in manners.
Can you do addition? Yes. What's 1 and 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 1? I don't know, I lost count.
She can't do addition.
Take a bone from a dog, what remains? Well, the bone would remain if I took it, and the dog would remain. It would come and bite me, so I'm certain I wouldn't remain.
Then you think nothing would remain?
Yes, I think that's the answer.
Wrong! The dog's temper would remain.
Maybe she'd feel better if we introduced her to the mutton.
Good idea. Bring in the mutton.
I don't want to be introduced to anyone else. Don't be shy, Alice. You should learn to meet new people.
Alice, mutton, Alice.
I don't care to be introduced to a leg of lamb, if you don't mind.
But the leg of lamb does mind. Mutton has feelings too, you know.
Take care! Take care!
Something's going to happen.
Come back! Come back! They're gonna have to run awfully fast if they want to catch that mutton. Oh dear! The mutton spread wings! It's flying away! Here I am, on the 8th square, and I still don't have a crown, and no one's been friendly. I wonder if I shall ever get home and see my sister and Dinah again.
Oh, the Queen of Hearts! The Queen of Hearts! Oh, won't you be savage if I've kept her waiting?
I wish I never saw you up in the hedge.
Gracious, what a thing to say. What's the matter, Alice?
You're fine to ask. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here in the first place. First, I was promised that I could have a crown and be Queen Alice. All I had to do was reach the 8th square. Well, here I am, and I'm exactly as I was, and I'm lost, and I'm lonely, and I do so need a friend.
That's a splendid idea. I've never had one, you know. I would like one myself.
Well, why haven't you had a friend before?
Never given it much thought. I know. You can be my friend, would you?
I'd be delighted to be your friend.
And as your friend, I should introduce myself formally. I am the White Rabbit.
And I, White Rabbit, am Alice, your friend.
Oh, what a lovely sound that has. And as your friend, I should give you a getting acquainted gift.
Oh, I adore gifts. What is it?
Your crown.
That's not a crown at all. It's a carrot.
So it is.
Oh, how lovely.
For Queen Alice.
And as your friend, I'll give you a gift. I hope you like it. I didn't have much time to shop.
I'll nibble it later. We mustn't keep her waiting.
Are we going to play croquet with the queen?
Certainly not. It's time for the trial. You're expected.
I am?
Yes. Take my paw. There's none.
Off with his head!
The trial hasn't started yet, my dear.
Stuff and nonsense.
You can't stop nonsense with Pepper. Oh dear, we're late.
I've never been to a trial before. I imagine it's quite exciting. Suppose that's the jury?
I suppose, if you suppose, we all suppose.
What are they writing down? The trial hasn't begun yet. They can't be writing anything down.
They're putting their names down, just in case they forget them before the end of the trial.
Silence in the court!
Silence in the court!
Read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts made some tarts all on summer's day.
I've already heard this accusation.
The knave of hearts who stole the tarts and took them quite away.
Consider your verdict.
Not yet. There's something to come before that.
Call the first witness.
First witness!
With your pardon, Your Majesty, I wasn't quite finished my tea yet when I was sent for.
You ought to have finished.
When did you begin?
14th of March, I think it was.
15, 16.
Write that down.
Take off your hat.
It isn't mine.
Stolen.
No,
Write that down.
no. I don't have any hats of my own. I keep hats to sell.
Give her evidence and don't be nervous, or I'll have you executed on the spot.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesty.
You're a very poor speaker.
Fair for afternoon announcement. Junior boys basketball team are reminded to go to Mr. Kinnis's room at the end of the day. Both boys and girls handball teams, there's a practice tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning. And the following lucky people need to be in room 22 after the bell. Alyssa Breed, Carolyn Gould, Elena Luck, Christy DeLue, Sarah Chin, Courtney Bell, Haley Coolidge, Chantel Stevenson.
He isn't much of use.
You may go.
Oh, goody, it's tea time again.
No room, no room. Move down, move down.
Next witness,
Next witness.
give your evidence.
No.
What do I do now?
You cross-examine the witness, Your Majesty.
If I must, I must. What are tarts made of?
Well, pepper mostly.
They aren't made of pepper, mostly. They're made of molasses.
Close that dormouse!
Turn that dormouse out of court.
Now press him!
Pinch him.
Off with his whiskers!
Not my whiskers.
They certainly don't have much evidence yet.
Next witness,
Next witness. The next witness is Alice.
Oh, here.
Step forward.
Courage, Alice! Courage!
what do you know about this business?
Nothing! Nothing whatever! Nothing whatever!
That's very important. Write that down.
Who is this creature?
Some kind of monster. I met it in the woods. Called itself Alice.
You're forgetting Rule 42.
Rule 42.
All creatures named Alice must exit the court. It's the oldest rule in the book. Well, then it ought to be rule number 1.
Consider your verdict.
Oh, my friend, my poor friend, I must help her. There's more evidence to come, Your Majesty. This letter has just been picked up.
What's in it?
It seems to be a letter, or rather a set of verses written by the prisoner.
Read what's on the paper.
Where shall I begin?
At the beginning, of course. And go on until you get to the end.
She told me you had been to her and mentioned me to him. He gave me a good character, but said I could not swim.
Stop. That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard yet. Why? There's not a word of meaning in it.
She doesn't believe there's a word of meaning in it.
If there's not a word of meaning in it, that saves a world of trouble.
We don't have to look for any.
Let me see that. It says I could not swim. You swim, don't you?
No, Your Majesty.
Then it couldn't have been you.
Very smart.
Consider your verdict.
No, sentence first, verdict afterwards.